Wow, we have some pretty big Tesla stock breaking news to go over. Look at this. Boris Johnson, the UK Prime Minister, just did a test drive of FSD in LA with his wife and baby in the car. He was blown away. Boris said, quote, "I can report, ladies and gents, that the overall effect is astonishing. It's so human. I gasp. So smooth. At the end of about 45 minutes, I feel like a driving test examiner, except that I want to tell the car that it is passed with flying colors." Those words sound like maybe full self-driving could be entering the UK in the not so distant future. That's pretty impressive when a world leader is talking so highly of Tesla. It's just crazy Tesla stock sits at such a depressed price when these kind of things are happening on a day-by-day basis. Tesla Boomer Mama on X, Alexandra Mers, says here are the details of the first 1,500 surveys of Tesla shareholders who can currently not vote their proxies for the shareholder meeting in June. This represents more than 2 million shares, and she does list the worst 15 brokers. Elon Musk says this is concerning and Tesla will reach out to these banks/brokers. Shareholders have the right to vote their shares. An international Tesla patent filed for systems and methods for a robot hand and cable driven fingers configured to mimic human hands and fingers was published last month. So needless to say, the hands are getting much better. Tesla China's megafactory construction site is announcing a ban on photography. And Tesla Chan is here to remind us that FSD 12.4 should be getting released sometime this weekend, so that could be sometime today. This week, we are going to have some big earnings. First up, Monday and after hours, you have Palo Alto, Zoom, Trip.com, Nordstrom, and others. Tuesday pre-market, you have Macy's, Lowe's, AutoZone, XPeng. XPeng could be important, could move Tesla just because it's another EV company in China, for better or for worse. Tuesday and after hours, you have Toll Brothers. Wednesday pre-market, Target, TJX, and Analog Devices. Wednesday, you have NVIDIA, Snowflake, Elf in after hours. Thursday pre-market, you have Ralph Lauren, TD Bank, Polestar, and others. Thursday and after hours, you have Deckers Brands, Intuit, and Ross, as well as Workday, with obviously the big earnings being NVIDIA. But we have a special video coming out at 8 p.m. tonight going over NVIDIA, what effects it could have on the markets and Tesla, as well as all of your major events happening this week. One of those events is actually happening in about 2 hours. You do have a speech from Fed Jerome Powell. It's not expected to be much of anything or give us too much details, but it is possible that it can have an impact on tomorrow's trading day. But I think mainly what happens in the markets and with Tesla is going to come down to NVIDIA. That's really the big story for this week. Now, just a hint for the video that comes out at 8 p.m. tonight, NVIDIA has always, ever since its first AI revolutionary quarter back in May of 2023, it's always sold off before or after earnings. Now, sometimes you get a rally after earnings, but then it tends to sell off. So there's usually some form of sell-off before or after NVIDIA earnings. You were down 2% on Friday, and NVIDIA is trading close to all-time highs. It would not surprise me if there are some hedges that get bought on NVIDIA, maybe some profit taking, and we get some weakness in the beginning of the week. So I actually think for Tesla and broader markets, the beginning of the week could be problematic. Then again, if you believe what Tom Lee says, Tom Lee believes any sell-off in NVIDIA just means other areas of the markets can start to do better. And if that happens, well, I think Tesla would continue to outperform, as it is an interest rate sensitive stock, as we are getting closer to the first cuts by the Fed. But again, more on that later. Option activity over the past week in Tesla stock by big money was quite neutral. You had 229 different orders totaling $48.35 million with a positive order value of 48%. It was definitely on the lower day as far as, or lower week as far as option activity. $48 million is like nothing in the grand scope of things. Now, short interest remains at multi-year highs at 3.87%. You do have $18.74 billion currently in short positions. That is the dollar amount that is currently sold short, with 107.2 million shares that are sold short. Google Trends data for full self-driving is falling back down to the lows of about 27. Still overall very strong activity on Google. Google Trends data is continuing to explode higher for the Cybertruck. The Cybertruck going from 71 to 80. Just incredible how much search trend activity you have for the Cybertruck. This is organic search trend activity. And if the Model Y gave us a halo effect to the rest of the Tesla brand, imagine what the Cybertruck is going to do. I mean, we see it in the data. It's right in front of us. It's only a matter of time before that starts to materially add to demand for Tesla for, I mean, probably the coming years, to be honest. It could last a long time. Now, the Model Y is staying right at about 45, which is the highest search trend activity you have seen in well over a year, which, if that means anything, Q2 is going to be a strong quarter. Q3 is probably going to be an even better quarter, but we'll have to wait and see. The Model S is staying right at about 10, and the Model X is actually falling 1 point from 10 down to 9. Over on StockTwits, investors are bullish on Tesla. Sentiment today is at 58, which is bullish. Yesterday was at 56, which was also bullish. Message volume is low at 37. Yesterday it was low at 40. And the participation ratio today is high at 56. The percent of stocks above their 50-day moving average is currently at 61.1%. You did have a 0.5% of all stocks out in the markets breaking above their 50-day moving average on Friday, which was a great sign of market participation, even though some of your big tech stocks were selling off. Tesla continues to run about 4,000 different ads with Google. Global inventory numbers for the Tesla lineup show a deceleration again for the Model Y, still at about 6,000. That's great. The Model 3 is ramping up quite a bit from 2,700 to 3,300, 3,200 or so, which is great because, I mean, Fremont was not producing enough Model 3s. The star of the refresh Model 3 production was very slow, and that's why inventory numbers were so low and deliveries were ultimately affected last quarter. That could be another boost to Q2 that I don't think a lot of Wall Street is paying attention to, because they're actually thinking, well, deliveries are getting weaker in Q2, and based on the checks that I see, including this, show that's probably not the case. Now, the Model X is sitting at about 2,600 in inventory and the Model S at about 1,500. Your latest AI investor sentiment survey, if you did not hear, came in a little bit more bullish than the prior one at 40.9%. Of investors are bullish, 35.9% of investors are neutral, and 23.3% of investors are bearish. 10-year Treasury yields on Friday were up about 4.5 basis points, and that's not great for stocks. If you do see this come down in the week ahead, that's gonna be good. On a technical basis, Tesla stock bounced at the 20-day moving average. Next level of resistance is between 180 and 181. If you get above this trend line here, then you potentially get back to the 188 level and then can start to go higher from there. Tesla's MACD is still positive and trending upwards. That looks good. The RSI is at 53.5, so pretty much on the neutral side. So let me know what you guys think about all of this information down below in the comment section. There was just not a lot of news today. The news that we did get was huge with Boris Johnson. I think that could actually be a sign of what could come over in Europe in the next, coming weeks. The fact that he took a trip to LA to test drive FSD is in and of itself kind of crazy, at least to me. And that's just another win for Tesla, or at least it will be in the probably not so distant future. So that is going to do it for this video. It is my son Emerson's birthday, so we're going to go ahead and enjoy these 85-degree Michigan temperatures. I actually got a sunburn yesterday on like half of my face. I don't know why, but like this is all red. Yeah, freaking sunburn. Michigan in May. It's kind of crazy. It just goes to show how little sun we get for like 5 or 6 months of the year. Just first 80-degree day, sunburn. Nonetheless, guys, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you think about all of this information down below in the comment section. If you guys want to start off this week on a high note and come join the trading community, check out that link down below in the description of this video. You guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one.